Greetings, friends. Once again, greetings. Today, the topic that I'm going to discuss with you all must be seeing, experiencing, and seeing around yourself for quite long time now. It's 15 months old. You remember what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the corona and its after effects, the ramifications, the sufferings, the experiences of millions of Indians, you can say. Today, friends, it is a very serious, very grim discussion. The situation that has come before us, each one of us in India, is really very, very grim, not only grim, but rather devastating. And everyone is tormented like anything, everyone is broken like anything. But before I start anything on this topic today that I am having on my hands, let me, for the benefit of everyone, let me just request each one of you that I have been posting many videos on topics relevant to our lives, to our survival, to our action, to our business, to our, economy and everything. I will just request you. There are some other videos also posted by me on not only economy and other things, but on COVID-19 or Corona, I have posted two, three, four more videos, and in that I have discussed many things about Corona. How does it get? How does it originate? How did it happen? And why it is causing so much of devastation, destruction, or whatever? Why more and more people are coming under its net, the ever increasing net. It's a spreading like anything, despite all efforts, or whatever you say, shortage of efforts. Governments are trying their best or no best, whatever, but still it is spreading like anything, and it is causing havoc after havoc. It is creating chaos after chaos, not only in one country, not only in few countries, but across the world, in almost all countries has created now. So today I am going to focus on my discussion on COVID-19 in India, how it is faring, how India is faring, how Indians are faring. The last 1 month, the gory figures, the deaths that we have been experiencing, seeing around us in almost every part of the country is really breaking us like anything. Families, individuals, societies, they are all broken. They are all kind of situation they are in. They don't feel like they have a desire to survive or desire to live. The frontline workers are having tremendous pressure on them. They are losing their life, they are losing their members, and still they are trying to save others' lives. But let me start my discussion today without wasting any time. And at the same time, I will request each one of you to not only like only or share, but subscribe to my channel also that I am having on YouTube. Today, the topic is India versus COVID-19. India is faring badly. Instead of being a role model, instead of being a torch bearer to the world, to the community, to the humanities across the world, it is a disappointing story so far as India is concerned. The governments, the societies, the state governments, the central governments, everyone is falling short of its actions, its desire to do something. They are not able to perform to the expectation, to the level that the corona desires the governments or the societies of India to perform or to act, so that they are able to come up against corona or COVID-19 and be victorious. And we are all not only active, not only in business, but we are all actively engaged in our karma and everything. And this is the situation. Scenes of destruction, devastation among masses or across the country, incapable leadership of Prime Minister and other chief ministers of the states. Social, political, economic environment of the country itself is lacking oxygen. It seems like that, it appears that the total Indian scenario, consisting of anything and everything, whether it is social, whether it is political, whether it is economic, everything combined together, it is lacking itself. They are all lacking oxygen. What about if we talk about shortage of oxygen to the corona victims or corona infected people, this Indian system itself is lacking oxygen to survive or to perform or to act or to be of any help to anybody, particularly in India. Today, India is witnessing unparalleled scenes of destruction. No one would have imagined, even in dreams, the orgy of death all around, such an orgy which cannot be imagined. The second wave of COVID-19 has caused such a havoc that people are dying and disappearing like carrot and radish. In the last 15 months, India has perhaps not learned anything, and the result is in front of all of us to see. The administration, the system of the country has collapsed beyond repair, and the incompetent leadership of the Prime Minister and all the chief ministers is pushing the country towards total and complete ruin. In the absence of any preparation by the governments, India is creating new records daily in the number of infections and deaths due to COVID-19. The total number of infections and deaths has reached well above 2 crores and 2.25 lakhs respectively. This is official data only. Unofficial data says something else. It tells that it may be even tenfold, not only whatever is being reported. According to other sources, this number may even be tenfold. India ranks second on both the counts in the world. Hospitals, both government and private across the country, have a severe catastrophic shortage of everything like beds, ICU, oxygen, ventilators, medicines, etc., etc., etc. And you can just go on listing anything. Everything is in shortage in India. Not only the medicines or the things related to the hospitals, treatments, and everything, even for the normal common survival of the citizens at home, residents at home, also everything is falling short. There is shortage everywhere, shortage of oxygen, shortage of foodstuffs, everything. And women or men, young or old, are all losing their lives without even getting any medical care. In fact, the current situation, responsibility lies on the political parties. For the current situation, the responsibility lies on the political parties and the leaders of the country. And the situation has become chaotic and suicidal like anything beyond imagination. The Modi Central Government, so efficient, expert in the purchase and sale of MPs, members of parliaments, and MLAs, has failed miserably and completely in the provision of health-related services and infrastructure. In the era of PM Narendra Modi, negativity dominates badly, rather has reached its peak. You may be agreeing with me what I am telling. In the name of fighting corona or COVID-19, the central Modi government and various state governments have only used lockdown as a weapon. Apart from the lockdown, they have not done anything else. Apart from this, no other preparation appears to have been done by any government on administration across the country, and the result is for all of us to see. After declaring lockdown, governments think that their job is done. Lockdown means stagnation in life. Lord Krishna told in Srimad Bhagavad Gita that the goal of life is to do karma and only karma alone, not even think about its consequences, results. Maharshi Charvak, another noted Maharshi in Indian mythology, to quoted life mantra is Charaiveti Charaiveti. That means keep moving. Stopping or halting means death. Let me give you another example to understand lockdown. First, forest, forest, sanctuary, and zoo have different living arrangements for birds and animals. Forest is natural, sanctuary is man-made with limited freedom, zoo is equivalent to lockdown. You will agree with me that zoo means it's equivalent to lockdown. Birds and animals feel at home in forest most and bit less in sanctuary. The least in zoo, that is lockdown, as all activities are restricted. They do not have a freedom to find or arrange their food and other daily needs, because in zoo they are kept in cages, they are kept in locked circumstances. They don't have freedom to arrange for their food, they don't have freedom to enjoy their life as they can enjoy in the forest, or maybe little bit lesser in sanctuary. And because the authorities keep the birds and the animals in the zoo, it is their duties of the authorities to provide everything so that they survive on daily basis. Similarly, government authorities must have provided for food and other daily needs to the people who are affected by lockdown across the country. Except Indian government, almost all other governments in foreign countries did provide all this to their citizens and residents. The Indian government alone did not do anything, despite imposing lockdown after lockdown, despite denying people to perform their duties, to work, to earn, and still they did not do anything so that people are able to survive. And that is why thousands and hundreds are are dying out of either corona or are dying out of hunger or whatever. How ironic that in India, on one hand, ministers, MPs, MLAs, governments, semi-government employees are being paid salary every month with little or no work or performance, and on the other hand, from big businessmen to small businessmen, middle-class, self-employed people, private sector employees or workers, daily earners, laborers, farmers, poor, etc., have not only been left orphaned and helpless, but on their own, and the conditions have been made highly troublesome and heterogeneous for them, whereas the Indian economy is largely dependent upon the second group of people to be successful, to be active, to be reviving. The central and state governments have not only snatched away the conducive atmosphere of the country needed for business and industries to be active, to be flourishing, for earning and working, but also ran away from the basic responsibility of providing funds to the second class of people for expenses for daily needs. People will either die from corona or COVID-19 disease or die of hunger, as I was just narrating or telling you earlier. And the state governments have made the situation so bad that even basic health, education, and supply services have become scarce and gone into complete disarray. In the history of a great country like India, such a situation has hardly happened in centuries after centuries. Maybe previous many centuries we have never not heard this kind of the things or developments that have taken place. Governments, while advising physical or social distancing, want to keep people locked in homes by imposing lockdowns, but they have failed completely in arresting the spread of COVID-19 and to utilize this time properly and effectively to repair services such as health, supplies, education, etc., etc., etc. All the civilizations in human history have been born, existed, and succeeded for a long time only near or next to the rivers, lakes, etc., that is, around the sources of water. Only the important reason for success and survival of all these civilizations was people living together. Solidarity is critical in combating problems and doing performance or achieving something, but here governments know only and only lockdown or as a solution, and they want to keep people divided and not working. And if people are not working, then how the produces will happen and how the things will take place and how the countries or the societies will be fed. The difference between humans and other living country creatures like birds, animals, is that humans can use their conscience to solve their problems. Birds and animals cannot respectfully deal with their existential issues and treat well their dead. But in the present times, the human behavior is equivalent to that of these creatures. What a pathetic situation. The problem that could have been fought unitedly is being strengthened by dividing people, asking them unnecessarily to be maintaining distance. Man is a social animal. Love, fear, and need compel humans to remain together and united in society. It is rather most important to make priorities to deal with corona or COVID-19. Not only that, only impose lockdown and just wait for it to halt or stop itself. That is not happening. That is not working successfully, because we have tried lockdowns for last 15, 16 months, but nothing is happening, and the spreads are happening like anything. More and more infections and more deaths, and even second wave, first wave, then now people are, experts are talking about third wave, fourth wave, and they are telling that third wave may be harsher, maybe more devastating than the second wave. Likewise for the fourth and fifth waves also. It is most important to make priorities to deal with corona or COVID-19 by thinking about the reasons for its origin and transmission, but it is possible only if the governments work in the right direction with the right thinking. But the governments today have become anti-people, autocratic, insensitive, non-working, and irresponsible. Can governments dare to impose lockdown for eternity, for 12 months, 24 months, 36 months? Can governments dare? Can governments, I'm again repeating this question, can governments dare to impose lockdown for eternity, for 12 months, 24 months, or 36 months? Do they have courage to do that? In India, the legislature, executive, and judiciary all are almost dead and destroyed. They are not up to the mark. They are not up to the present times, the situation, the present time, the present situation demands something urgent, something immediate. Only radical changes can relieve the country and its people from the present negative, hellish, and suicidal situation or condition. Before I end, before this discussion is stopped or concluded, friends, let me quote you one शेर or शायरी, whatever you call it, from Kafi Azmi. You know, बर्बाद गुलिस्ता करने को बस एक ही उल्लू काफ़ी था, बर्बाद गुलिस्ता करने को बस एक ही उल्लू काफ़ी था, हर साख पे उल्लू बैठा है, अंजाम गुलिस्ता क्या होगा. कैफी आज़मी के इस शेर के साथ today discussion I am concluding, friends, with a message, with a kind of warning or a message, whatever, however, whatever way you want to take it. Keep safe and take care of yourself. All the best, friends. Have a great future ahead and have a great future for our country also. Thank you, friends. Thanks.